Welcome to CEO Money. I'm Michael Yorba. Thanks for joining with me. I have Jim Paullus with me. He is the CEO of EZpayit, Inc. Jim, welcome to the show.
Well, thank you for having me here.
I'm glad you're here. Give us some background on you, and then I want to hear about EZpayit, how you got it started, what does it do that really hits the vacuum for anybody else that would be in your market sector.
Okay. Well, a little bit about my background. I am a serial entrepreneur. I've had past experience starting and operating 5 different businesses, and they were totally 5 different types of businesses. Some of them were not so good, and some of them were a little bit better. And so along about 2002, I got involved with the credit card payment industry, payment processing, and started doing that. And initially I started specializing in checks, check verification, check guarantee, that sort of thing. Did that for about 4 years. That company got purchased by Intuit, and I got a real nice letter. They didn't need me anymore. So I moved over into the credit card world. And so I've been doing that since then. And about 6 or 7 years ago, I decided there's various different problems. There's just a lot of different problems within the credit card processing industry. And of course, one of those problems is massive fraud losses that occur each and every year, and it continues to go unchecked. So after constantly hearing all the complaints from various different merchants I dealt with, I decided there must be something better to be able to offer. So I began to consider all of the different various needs that the merchants had, as well as the public. So just all of a sudden realized a solution one day, and so I set out going to work on that solution. And I've pretty much been working full time on the solution and developing it. Wound up last year securing a non-provisional patent for the electronic eWallet enterprise system comprising guaranteed electronic payments in real time. So now I successfully got the patent granted to me, and it is pending issuance. So, and it has a lot of other additional features that go along with that patent issuance.
Give me some instances, some case studies about what you do that other people aren't doing that that allows you to actually have a patent for your process.
Okay. Well, as I mentioned, I have an actual claim for guaranteed electronic payments. No one else is offering guaranteed electronic payments, so that's unique to the patent that I hold. And as far as I know, no one else is attempting to do that. A couple of other things that are involved with the patent. I realized, just as an individual consumer myself, I realized that a lot of people, it's very difficult to manage your individual accounts as an individual consumer. A typical person will have multiple bank accounts, savings account, checking accounts. They have, phone bill, various utility bills, water, lights, insurance, you name it, TV service, all that stuff that you're trying to manage. Well, right now, all of the account information for each and every one of those service providers is provided online in a secure account, so that you have to go and log into each and every account to gain your current balance, or check to see if last month's payment got made, whatever. So if you want to try to maintain a budget and post all that information into your spreadsheet or your budget, you have to physically go in, log into each and every account to gather that information. It's very time consuming, very difficult. That presents a barrier for people that are wanting to manage their finances.
Right.
Part of what we've done is we got a patent claim for single point access. So what single point access means is it will actually, using an automated method, it'll actually gather all the information from all these various accounts, reformat the information into a standardized format, and then represent it in a consolidated format to the end user, so that the end user can just go into their EZpayit account, punch it up, and everything that they have to deal with is right there, and it's all consolidated. Makes it much easier to review and check balances and gather information that they need to know. It also consolidates all their alerts, their like reminders and things of that sort. So it simplifies the ability to manage. Right now, today, about 70%, and perhaps you've heard this already, but about 70% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck. They're one paycheck from financial collapse. And actually only about, I think it's around about 24% of the public is actually maintaining a budget. And the average, I think it's something like 30% of Americans have $500 or less in reserve emergency funds. And that's a pretty sad state of affairs. So I contend that one of the reasons this is happening is because of the barrier that people have when they go to try to manage. I mean, it's just so time consuming to try to gather your information each month and post it in an accounting system and things of that sort. So people basically gotten frustrated and just give up and said, heck with it, I'm not going to mess with it. So what we're attempting to do is offer an automated system that they don't have to go through all that aggravation each month, and it'll automate the process and hopefully encourage more people to start maintaining a budget.
What about security?
Security is done in a number of ways. We're using a two-way system. In other words, you log in and then you get sent a security code to your known email address or smartphone, and then you enter that security code, and that's like a double verification as far as it is actually you that's requesting information.
Because cybercrime is massive.
Absolutely.
And that is one of the biggest crimes there are out there, is credit card fraud,
right?
Identity fraud.
Correct.
So your system allows the end consumer, whether it's a retail store owner or it's a regular John Doe on the street trying to consolidate his financial information, allows them to feel safe because you've got a secure environment that you've worked on to make sure that they can't. I mean, you use the G word, the guarantee thing, so guarantee payment.
Right.
So, you're not getting
so in order for us to do that and not only protect the consumer but protect ourselves as a company, we have to have some pretty outstanding security, because if we don't have outstanding security, not only is the consumer at risk, but we are at risk as well. So we're also using, because our system works on a real-time peer-to-peer basis, the fact that it is peer-to-peer, we're able to utilize the benefits of a VPN, a virtual private network, and then the added level of two-way code in for security. And then also we're using an ASE, I think it's level 2, which is a pretty high security level. It goes beyond what a lot of the like community banks and even some the credit card processors, it goes beyond the level of security they use.
What about scalability for the company? What are your plans?
Well, the scalability is relatively simple to accomplish because it is all software server-based type technology. So, starting out from, ground zero, we can start out with a small amount of servers, and as more demand builds, we can simply just add more servers.
Do you work with the servers that are secure in an environment, or would you be utilizing secure cloud services as you scale out?
Servers would be in a secure facility, a level 4 facility. Level 4 is the highest level that a bank, like a high level bank, would use a level 4 facility.
Okay. So, are there any, right now, the stage of the company, you're in a capital formation stage, right?
That is correct.
All right. So, what's your next move with the company before we end the interview?
Well, right now we are we have two different. We have one venture capital firm, and then we have one investment bank firm, which are willing to raise second round funding for us. The investment bank group is on the West Coast, and they've given us a proposal for doing a private placement institutional funding round, and we're targeting that at around somewhere between 20-25 million. But for us to, and then the venture capital firm, which is a Dallas-based firm, we're in talking stages, and they are interested, and that's about the extent of it, and we're hoping to have more discussions with them. But in both situations, we have to get beyond our seed round. Our seed round is a minimum of about $2 million, and that seed round will be used to complete the back-end software platform. Well, not all of it, but a substantial portion of that will be used to complete the software platform. About roughly half of it will go to other expenses for doing the legal stuff for the second round funding, and then also staffing, the startup office and setting up the initial startup office and things of that sort.
Got it. Jim, thanks for being the guest
Okay.
today.
Well, I enjoyed it very much. Thank you for the invite.
You're welcome. You've been watching CEO Money with Michael Yorba. Thanks for joining with us. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and don't forget to download our CEO Money app on iOS and Android.